Hey folks, it's Rick. Today we're going to check out the MXR Timmy, and we're going to play through it with a few different guitars and see what I like about it. If that's what you're into, hang around. Now the silly intro's over. Alright, here I am with my Mexican Stratocaster with, it's got Seymour Duncan pickups in it. And I'm just plugged into the Timmy and going right down to my Princeton reverb, and it has some kind of AKG vocal mic on it. I forget the name of it. It's essentially like an SM58. This is my bypass tone. And I figured today we'll go through it with the Les Paul and the Telecaster too. I'm going to turn it on now. It's got a nice feeling switch. I like that. The first thing I like any overdrive pedal to do is to get a good clean tone. I know that sounds weird, but if I can't set it up just to sound like this, real pretty, then I'm not going to like it much. But I like this one a lot. So I'll talk a little bit about it. It has the volume. That's the overall volume. It can get rather loud, but it doesn't add any drive, this volume knob. And while you start to dig in a little bit on the Strat, you can hear that it's just a tiny bit gnarlier than a clean tone. As bass control, this adds bass before the gain. So it's essentially like if you had a gain pedal and a bass pedal and you turn up the bass before the gain. It tends to make it sometimes a little fuzzier. I don't have the gain up very loud. You have to be careful with that bass control. That's a really nice sound. Let's add a little bit more gain. And you see I've had this treble like at around 2 o'clock. Maybe we'll add a little bit more of that. The thing about these controls on this specific pedal is the treble and the bass are only subtractive. In other words, if you crank them both up all the way, you just have a completely open signal, as if there were no treble and bass knob. Turning them down subtracts sound. Okay, now it's starting to sound really sweet. If I turn it off, beautiful sound of a Stratocaster in the second position, and I turn it back on. It's the sound of a Stratocaster in the second position. A little bit angry. Maybe hasn't taken a shower for a day or two. Maybe Saturday came and went, no shower. One thing I noticed is that while the volume doesn't add any gain, the gain sure adds volume. So you got to be careful with that. I'm going to drop out a lot of that bass and see what we get. Put all of that bass in and all of that treble in. So that's what it sounds like with everything up. Before I go any further, let me add that there is a clip switch. This clip switch right now is in the open position. That means it's in the middle. If I push it to the left, that's going to add a little bit of compression. I don't know about you folks, but I don't like that bass being up all the way. I'm not crazy about that treble being up all the way. I'm going to pull some down, put that treble right about there, and I'll see where we are with the tone. Yeah, these controls over here, they really affect the volume of the pedal. So you really have to have a good understanding of that volume knob if you're playing live with it, and you're going to switch your direct gain knob at all. Did I talk about the color? Look at what a nice blue color this pedal is. I love blue. We got quite a drive going now. Remember, these are wimpy little Stratocaster pickups. Push that clip switch to the right, and now we have even more compression. But the volume goes down a little bit when you do that. So you gotta turn up your volume a little. Now this is what's going to be hard about this pedal, because now that I have it, I realize that it's way too difficult to adjust on the fly. These little knobs are very tight. That's kind of what I don't like about mini pedals, is that they're hard to adjust on the fly. These are very tight, just like on the Wampler Tumnus and on the J-Rocket Touch. Just like on those pedals, little knobs, I mean, they're good knobs. They're good pots. They just are tough to turn. What you have to do is spend a lot of time with this pedal and see what settings you like. I tend to like either to the left on the clip switch, a little bit of compression, because typically I use a compressor anyway. And really, therefore, I kind of like it in the middle wide open. I think that that's a really good sound. It really gets along with the Telecaster. This is a 60s Baja Tele. It's Mexican made. It's got the 58-62 set of pickups, and they sound really sweet. This is a very usable sound right here. In fact, I might use this the next time we play out. It's like Roadhouse sound there. Where our clean setup is with this Tele. This maybe? I put a little delay on it maybe. It's still pretty clean, pretty dirty a little bit. I'm going to turn down a little bit more, a little more volume, a little more treble. A bit, turn down the bass a little bit, turn up that treble to about 3 o'clock. How's that sound? Sounds very Tele-ish. Really like it with the Tele. More drive, less volume. See where we are. I like that. I'm going to drive it out a little bit. We're going to go left on the clip switch. I'm going to crank up the gain. Keep that treble where it is. off the volume about halfway. Lovely Fender tremolo. Took off the delay. See, I have another clone of a Timmy, one of those clones made in the Far East. Problem that I have with that one is that if you turn the drive past halfway, it gets really fizzy sounding. I really don't like it. So it's really only good for a clean boost for me. And this is small. The gain is really usable. If you have to balance it with the bass, I think. I think if you turn up the bass too much and the gain too much, you're going to have a mess. You have to know where to put that volume because this is sort of a loud pedal. Also, you have to know where to put the volume in relation to other pedals on your board. Like, for instance, I use a Wampler Tumnus like as a Klon, and so I turn it on for clean. Well, if I'm playing something clean and I want to switch to dirty, turn off the Klon, turn on this Timmy, and this Timmy would sound... Typically, I play with the compressor and sometimes a boost after my drives. Here, I'm really just going through a Line 6 MX5 for delay when I want. Right into a Princeton reverb, and it sounds really great. Let's try one more guitar. This is a 1995 Les Paul Studio, stock, nothing special about it. Pretty fresh set of 11s on it. It's a beast. Put a little bass into that tone and see where it gets us. Sounds nice. I'd watch doing it live, though. You get buried in the mix really fast. These are the 490T, 498R, whatever they are. The stock pickups from the 90s. There's the neck pickup. Alright, let's see what kind of clean tone we can get out of this. If you have this pedal, well, really with any pedal, I recommend finding your sweet spot, leave it there, and use the knobs on your guitar. So here's regular clean, which is really beautiful with this Les Paul. Well, it's pretty much the same. But what we could do is put a little bass into it, maybe. Take a little bass out, maybe. Alright, sorry, I'm playing a Les Paul. Goes out of tune. Volume down, treble down, drive up just a bit. See where we are. Well, we can make that sound better. Let's put a little more bass into it. I'm sorry if my reverb's too much. Okay, like this. Click switch to the right. Little boost. Sounds really good on all the guitars. I like it best on the Telly. I like it in this open position with a lot of gain. I kind of like that right there. Well, hey folks, I hope you enjoyed my little demo of the Timmy pedal. If there's something else you want me to do with it, leave it in the comments, and I'll put it in a subsequent video. Is what I'll do. But I like this pedal a lot. I'm going to use it live. I'm going to use it in recordings. It's really useful. It's really easy to dial in any kind of tone I really want anyway. And if you really love the tone of your clean guitar, you're really going to love this too. I bought this so nobody is influencing me, and it's not a paid promotion in any way. I just like to show what I think of this pedal. Have yourself a wonderful day.